Greetings, everybody. It's me, Knight. Today I'm going to be doing a video about my walk with the Divine Mother Goddess, the Great Mother Goddess, the Divine Feminine energy here. From y'all perspective, y'all may look at it as just a feminine aspect of God's source. But I look at things differently, and I'll probably go into another video about that more in depth about how I come to this. But again, this is just me respecting the feminine energy around me and all of us and within me, because of course we all have masculine and feminine. And so what I mean by calling this video my walk with the Divine Mother is I'm going to be bringing up some things that you might resonate with or you've been through on what has been shown to me in my life, and how I've been taken care of and protected when I didn't really realize this. Okay, so I'm going to share it. It's going to be a little, so you'll see. So let me, bear with me, so get my thoughts together. So I'm going to start off when I was young. I'm not going to make this video long, but I'm just going to show y'all. So starting off young, you know, I told y'all before, if y'all, unless y'all new to me, I came up Christian. My family's still Christian. Nothing's changed. As far as me doing tarot, everything I'm doing now, I'm the only one in my family doing these things. I'm the only one who hears spirits, the ghost. My mom and sister kind of get bits and pieces of it, but I get more messages. So I'm bringing this up because as a child, I always felt outcast. I felt a little different, just like a lot of people out there. But the only difference, like for me, I'm no better than anybody, again, so I'm not making this video to boast myself. That's not what this is about. I'm just making a video and technically to show homage to the Divine Feminine energy around me. So this is what this is about. It's not about who likes this video. It's about what I'm trying to put out because I just felt called to. Where at 3 years old, I told you guys I had a life-death incident, a feminine angel. And the reason I know it's feminine, it had a feminine voice, a spirit. I'm just calling it an angel, but it was a spirit. And it told me to put my hand over my head, and it saved my life. It kept me from busting my head open. A lot of times I've been divinely guided indirectly by feminine energies. And yes, I do have masculine energies spiritually, and I never could understand this. I try to bring it up to my family members. My mom understood, my sister, my dad, not so much, because they're very religious. Growing up in high school, college, hearing things, or just even if I didn't hear things, just sensing things, or being a little bit more emotional than most men. It's not really acceptable, meaning like I played sports at times, but I was very intuitive, meaning, you know, just like you guys, I can tell, not because I'm trying to be competitive. I know a lot of people always think, oh, man's competitive, man's competitive. Yes, we can be like that, and so can women, but I can feel when another man is trying to be competitive or arrogant, and my energy didn't want to feel these energies, and I'll pull back from these people. So there's times where, for example, when I was a freshman, I didn't want to play basketball anymore. Everybody was too cocky, too conceited. I don't like the energy. It made me want to throw up. I didn't like it. But I never understood this. This makes sense to you guys? There's like a feminine energy within me. Very emotional, empathic, just feeling all this stuff. I can never understand this. And then also a straight male. I'm a straight male. No offense to anybody who likes the same gender. I was a straight male. So one thing I've noticed in life, and also because I joined the military, and y'all might notice this, and I'm not saying there's no straight males like this, but it's not a lot of people broadcasting this out there who are straight males. Unless they're trying to get clout. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that, you know, from my perspective, I don't see a lot of straight males connected to the feminine energy. And some got, like, a good portion of men, no matter what culture, not really respecting women, like real women in real life is humans. And I noticed that, you know, in my life, I see my mother get hurt a lot, like 2 or 3 marriages, my sister getting hurt. My sister had an assault, a sexual assault incident, on her with a masculine energy, and she had a baby, and I was on deployment. When I was 19, a masculine tried to have an assault issue towards me in a sensual way. At the end of the day, I was my roommate, so I definitely had energies around me that most straight men shouldn't be going through, what you would normally see a feminine go through. And I never could understand this, okay? And it was because I'm seeing that I've chosen a life to experience really gruesome and dark things, but mainly through a straight male's body, but to see just aspects of what women go through, whether me actually seeing it through my mother or my sister's pain, or me, going through things with men. And also knowing that I'm a straight male and I have no curiosity to even want to be with other men, because, you know, I want to have babies. You know what I'm saying? I never even thought about that. And so I've gotten tested a lot by people. And again, I told you I was in the military. I retired out. And again, I've seen a lot of people too much in their masculine energy. I even see women in their masculine energy too much. Again, there's nothing wrong with being in the masculine energy, but sometimes we can overdo it. Just like being the feminine, you can be almost too much. And so I'm just bringing this up because I didn't know why I was going through these things until I got older and older. And to be honest with you, I didn't really start noticing it until, I'm gonna say until like 29, okay? Because right now I'm 39 now. And I started noticing like, man, I'm very connected to feminine. And then I noticed when I got back to California, 29 pounds when I left Japan, I started realizing how connected I was to the moon. I never understood, and I wasn't even doing tarot, and that's feminine energy. I was starting to have a lot of downloads and dreams, and I was connecting to water, and I didn't understand. And then also I was meeting women who were indirectly mistreating me because of them being hurt from men in their lives before me. And so it's like they already come with this not trusting people so well, which is understandable when somebody's hurt, even men, they don't trust people. But heavily, women in this society, guys can be kind of crazy. And so it's like I got it put on me, and I'm not here to vent about it or talk about it, but I have to say this though, because, I'm pretty sure y'all know this. Every man or every woman out there is not bad. Doesn't mean we're perfect, we're not bad, but sometimes people, men and women, can bring their past to a relationship or a friendship and project or assume that this is going to go bad, and they'll walk away from the connection before they even realize it becomes good. So sometimes I'll meet women who wouldn't give me chances. So sometimes people are like, why are you not married? Why? It's not really always by choice necessarily. It's more about like getting the opportunity. Because I will say my job in the military, I was going a lot. Some of my friends, they're lucky. They married when they're in the military. But it's also their MOS, meaning their job, their duty station, what was opportunities. Me, I was always busy, and yeah, I could make time, but I didn't. So I didn't really jump into a lot of connections. In my military career, I only had 2 serious relationships, and that wasn't even until I was like 31, 30 or 31. And I only had 1 fiance, but she wanted to stay in Japan, and I couldn't stay in Japan at that time because I was in the military, and I'm not here to waste people's time, so I let it go. But she's like the only one who really gave me a time out of all the women. It's not that I was bad. Nobody. It's just, again, it's like perception. I meet a woman, they love my conversation, love my energy within the first 5 days, and then it goes sour because like my intuition starts hearing their thoughts. I don't know how to explain it to y'all. Like, not all the time, but sometimes it's like I can pick up on their vibes, or I can hear them questioning, and then they just depart. But it's all hurt. And so it's like me recognize how much men have hurt women. And also before my birth and y'all birth, we see it back in the ancient Greek times and the Roman times, and in certain cultures where men were overbearing and oppressing women, right? And I see all this. And so it came to a time when I finally got out, right? I would say the year of COVID, I had a vision, and this divine feminine spirit came to me, and it was almost like some poltergeist stuff. I mean, like she was moving fast, nothing scary, but like real quick, like how you see in movies. And she's like, respect your divine feminine, like that. And she was like veiled. Now, when she said that, it wasn't necessarily that I did something bad, but she wanted me to respect the divine feminine within me, the feminine aspect of myself, because she was kind of like, she was sent as a messenger, saying that the spirit world, they can't control my will, but they're kind of, in a way, frustrated that or concerned that I wasn't acknowledging that side of myself. It was throwing my balance off because I'm appeasing people too much, being too much of my masculine energy, because that's what society wants. And I wasn't acknowledging my heart, and I'm over policing to women and men when they're too much in their masculine energy. Does this make sense? And it was kind of like causing trauma and a lot of things like that after I done healed from a lot of things. So they were really mad about that, and they also wanted me to respect and know, and that I am protected by a good portion of feminine spirits, not only men. And so I had to break a lot of traits that I was brought up to. How can I say I was brought up with? I guess you could say I picked up from Christianity. I'm not saying it's bad, but sometimes, depending on who's raising you. I'm not talking down on Christians, but depends on who's raising you, who's teaching you things. They can make you feel restricted, okay, and you're not accepted on your thoughts and beliefs about how you look at God and stuff like that. So they didn't like that, so they had to break me. They pretty much had to break me. The divine feminine, she had to break me from old ways, old people, women or men, because she also told me that certain women are not in balance. And so after that, I had another vision. I told y'all another feminine, and they just kept talking to me. It's like they kept coming and coming and coming. It's almost like 6 months straight, especially in 2020. Every day in my dreams, like feminine energy, boom, 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 over and over and over. All ethnicities, like sometimes they'll like, 'cause you know they can shift their spirits, but they can shift into a form if they would like white, black, whatever. And then sometimes they are apparitions that's a silhouette, but not a like a complexion, like you see like a light blue color or orb, but it's like a woman that's speaking to me. And again, what I was told was, you know, continue to do what I was doing, because they know when I was in the military, I was an advocate for women. I did a lot, and they keep pushing forward no matter what. And so that's why I don't know if y'all noticed, like, yeah, I make things about what's gonna come for you guys in the next 3 months, or I might tell some of my paranormal stories, or I might talk about magic and all that. But if y'all notice, I keep going towards like the goddess energy. And I think I stated this before, it's nothing against the masculine, but the feminine energy has brought me far a lot. It's healed me, because when I looked at a lot of scriptures in old times, a lot of cultures were matriarch, and if you look at it from my standpoint, in the Bible, you know, Mary, and other women in the book of the Bible were kind of like, how can I say? They watered it down what they really did for Jesus and all that. Like, you know, when he was at the cross, his mom was there, you know, helping him out. It wasn't nobody else. And then even though he was talking to God, saying, "Why did you forsake me?" His mother, you know, and then also some religions, Sophia is wisdom. That's Holy Spirit. That's mother. And most people, I'm not gonna say everybody, nothing against fathers out there. Most people, when they die, or if they're feeling bad, even kids or adults, they're calling out for their mom. They're not calling out for their dad, because you know it all came from the womb. So I'm just sharing this, man, because like I've always felt connected to the feminine energy, but I don't really hear many people talking about it. And again, I'm not here to compete against genders, male or female, or transgenders or whatever. I'm just speaking because I see guys who are, this is not a hit at you guys, I'm not trying to make y'all offended, but I've seen dudes who are talking about feminine energy, but a lot of times, 90% of the time, they like the same gender, or they don't know what they identify as, or they're fluid, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's y'all. And same thing with women. They might like men, or they might not, and they're them. But I don't really hear a lot of straight males. And even when I do, I don't see a lot of young straight males. I see more older straight males talking about it. And it's rare, so I just like, and also, no offense, I am a mixed guy. I don't see many mixed guys talking about the divine feminine. Especially with a little bit of color. No offense, I'm not trying to be, you know, colorism here. I just gotta speak what I see. And so I just feel like compelled to share kind of like a gratefulness and gratitude for the God's source, but also for the divine feminines around me that have guided me. So if y'all notice again in my readings, or if I make messages like this, that sometimes I might talk about the feminine a little bit, I just feel like from my perspective, what I was shown, and this has nothing to do with social media. As y'all know, the feminine has been oppressed, and sometimes us as humans, even women, they don't really acknowledge the feminine energy within them, because it's still part of us. We can call God whatever, and we can say He, but I would behoove people, don't ignore the feminine side of yourself, because what you don't want to do, and I'm not here to scare you guys, when it's time to go to heaven or whatever you think you are, did you acknowledge a part of yourself for fear of judgment or whatever? So you were your true authentic self. And then say, if you know, if you do believe in life real, which from what I stand and I see, I feel like they do, or you feel like there's a judgment, they're gonna show you why did you mistreat yourself. Because people understand, yeah, we gotta treat each other correctly, but you gotta remember, you still have to treat yourself correctly. You gotta be authentic with yourself. So at the end of the day, because when it's all time for us to pass, a lot of time we pass on the way alone. You know, unless you're in a city and it just gets bombed at the same time and y'all just all go together, most people are just going out by themselves, even if they're married. So like, you can't just say, oh, this person, I mean, you don't know where they're gonna go when they leave either. So yeah, I just wanted to say that, man, because again, she brought me far, and that's what guided me to trust my intuition more. You know, the feminine to me is the subconscious, it's the unseen. She can be chaotic, she can be love. She represents certain aspects through nature, earth, the moon, you know this, Venus, water, and all this. Y'all know this. If y'all notice, we're mostly made up of water. I think we really need to tap in. I feel like also a lot of the disasters, other than natural causes, whether you want to believe in God or whatnot, I feel like it's karma. Like when I see certain countries or cities getting hit up, I look at it as a collective karma. I don't feel like people should die, but we live in a world where everything's going through death and life over and over. We're in a cycle of life. So do animals. I just feel like a lot of people are in denial and they don't accept the truth. And so something I saw through the Divine Feminine walking through with her, and I don't mean in a literal sense, but just being guided energetically. I feel like a stronger man, a stronger individual, with masculine and feminine energy within me. And I was shown things that no church or no practitioner, no man or woman could show me in a human form. I felt like I had to go through source, because my whole life, even now, I don't hang with nobody. It's not on purpose. I don't hang with anybody. Ever since I got out of the military, I left California, the connection's gone. All my friends are in California. Since I came back to Texas, people I knew here are married or they moved away. And so I don't know if anybody knows this, but I'm pretty sure y'all do. When you're an adult, you just can't be like, hey, be my friend. When you're almost like in your late 30s, you can't just like, hey, be my. It's not like that, no. And so yeah, it's unique. And then when I tell people how old I am, they don't believe me anyway. So it's whatever. So it's like, again, when I go through these feelings of they can make you almost feel down in a way, I always resort and go back to spirit. It's like it's not a crutch. It's just it's always there. You can't run away from spirit when you die, or that's where you're going anyway. So why would you be afraid of something where you're gonna go? And so for me, that's what helps me trust my intuition. Like this place I live in, like when I was going through hard times, I know where I was gonna go stay at, and something said you're gonna be moving in April. It was like a thought within my head, and I actually left on that date. Had no idea. There's I've had a lot of crazy times, man, but it was always like guided in a feminine, nurturing way, because in my life I've had a lot of affection, but I didn't feel like I was really nurtured in the proper way. Because my mom, it's not her fault, but she wasn't nurtured the proper way by her family, and so she only did what she could do as much as she could. When she did okay, she did great. We all go through our own lessons. I'm not here to talk down on my mom. I love my mom, but I just feel like the spirits knew this, and they saw how my dad kind of did things with my mom. So it's like I feel like the divine source had to give me this nurturing energy, because get me through. Again, it's gonna play out differently with everybody. Even when I started learning how we speak to each other, candles and earth, and just how everything plays and interconnects, whether you look at it from dark aspects of life or light. She showed me so much beyond belief. A lot of things I learned, like I told you, it's not just because I read it. It's just I had to learn how to trust and don't try to control stuff all the time. I had to learn not to be anxious all the time. I had to learn how to ground myself and just be receptive, because masculine energy is always about action, forward thinking, moving, intellectual, which is great. But in my life, I was always very intuitive and very empathic, but I almost denied that side of myself, because everybody's like, you gotta be the man's man, you gotta be the toughest guy in the fight, you gotta be the strongest, which is nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you gotta know that sometimes you might not win every fight. It doesn't mean you're weak. Okay, it's like self-acceptance. So right now we're going through a time where she's always been around, where I feel like this return of divine feminine, and she's been doing this for a long time, but it's starting to be aware, and I feel like mainly because of technology. And so I just felt to put this video out to show like homage and gratitude, because I don't know if y'all notice, whenever you speak something positive in the world, whether on television, you write it, whatever you do, even if you're in a room, you just say it out loud, you get blessed with like positive energy, because you're pretty much speaking gratitude to the forces of life that helped you be here today. And so always try to stay positive as possible, no matter how hard things get. Again, I'm speaking off of personal experiences. 19 years old, roommate, sensual assault. I don't like to say sexual assault, drugged me. And I was straight, still straight. People trying to fight me for no reason. I wasn't that big of a guy growing up. People might think I'm a playboy. People try to go at me like that. I didn't really get hit with like a lot of racism, but I just got hit up for being young, not being the biggest guy in the room, being misjudged for people thinking I'm a player or think I got a lot of girls because of what I physically look like, which is crazy. And this before I even had tattoos. This is like high school. I didn't get tattoos, so I joined the Navy. In the Navy, they allowed me to have tattoos. So it's just like judgments. Now, when I went overseas, believe it or not, I didn't get no judgments like this at all. You would probably think that, like when I went to Japan, Iraq, no, it's mainly in America. So as diverse we are, it's like that's where it came from. So I had to do a lot of trauma, like healing and all past wounds, and even the family. Certain people in the family is judging because, like, certain people in my family, they're not as mixed up as me and my sister or my parents. So it's like it's just crazy, man. It's a touchy subject, but yeah, man. So it's definitely divine feminine heals, and I definitely believe that miracles can happen when you're sick and things like that. Because I do remember a time where I was ill, and the divine feminine energy actually healed me, almost like on some Bible kind of stuff that you read in the Bible, like a miracle happened towards my body, which is I'll probably make another video on that. But I want to keep repeating myself. I'm just grateful, man, because I remember I had times when, again, I was 23. I was sleeping in my car. I didn't know I was going to stay it, and the spirit knocked on my door. And because it woke me up, it scared the heck out of me. I drove like 10 minutes down the street. It was like 3 o'clock. I was driving, hitting corners, and the spirit was following me, and then it disappeared. Then I was so tired, I fell asleep. I woke up in front of a home. They said it was for rent when the sun then came up, because I drove all night, and I felt passed out there. And it said for rent. I called it. It was right on New Year's, and I asked the guy if it was for, could I move in? He said, yeah. And what's crazy is when I woke up that morning, like when I got to the house, I didn't realize I had parked in the street called 2 Mile, and that was the street I had requested to live on a year prior to that. Again, I had a job at that time. It's just the base at the time. They didn't have nowhere for me to stay, and so I was just on a wing and a prayer. That's a miracle. But I'm just telling y'all, man, it's all my faith, just nothing but faith and believing, just submerging myself in spirit. I feel like that's hard for people to do because, again, people don't trust enough, people don't respect each other enough, and people don't love each other enough. And it's easier said than done because we live in a chaotic world where everybody has free will, which is good. And Earth is so full of dark and light energies, but it's still off balance. And it seems like it's never going to get right, but it will. And there's so many people are hopeless on love, hopeless on just anything. And so what I've noticed that when we get into these hopeless energies, it actually throws the Earth off as well. It really does, man. And so I'm just speaking, man. I can't tell y'all I'm not trying to tell y'all to connect with the divine feminine or none of that. I'm just trying to tell y'all, try to live a balanced, stress-free life as possible. Because I'm not telling y'all everything about me, but I've been through a lot of life, death situations, way more than you think. I've been on like 12 deployments. And next time I'll probably pull out my military equipment that I got in my sea bag and in my duffel bag. But definitely, I'm just grateful to be alive. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'll be 40 in November, believe it or not. So if y'all like my channel, my tarot, my paranormal stories, and all that, thank you. If you don't like it, it is what it is. I'm not here to please anybody. I'm just making videos, man. Because this is therapeutic for me to express myself. That's about it. I don't feel like this is for everything. I have other things I need to do in life that I want to do that I'm not going to stay here on this phone as I'm recording. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about the divine feminine. So if y'all got a story or it makes you rethink about how you felt safe or really nurtured in your life, whether by the divine feminine or masculine, but hey, maybe this video will make you reflect on yourself. Because I'm telling you right now, when things are hard, it can always get worse. I know y'all heard that before. So I think that's it. I'm not gonna make this video too long. I feel like I have more to say, but I feel like the spirit or the energies around me won't let me speak too much more. Certain things I just need to keep to myself. But with that being said, man, I hope y'all have a blessed day wherever y'all are. And with that being said, my name is Knight, and blessed be everyone.